So our assessment of the plan identifies the following areas as lacking and in need of improvement. We assess that cap and trade is not protective enough of health and well-being in our communities. We think that the proposed federal implementation plan and the model rules do not adequately prioritize EJ, though they do include components that serve good models for states. We believe that the Clean Power Plan incentivizes other energy production that wouldn't qualify as clean energy as carbon emissions are reduced and as carbon transitions out of energy generation. We believe that there needs to be better adequate addressing of the impacts of natural gas and the market transformation that might occur and incentivize natural gas production in this country as it produces other emissions that would accelerate climate change. We believe that biomass and waste incineration should not qualify for any incentivization or credits under the plan because, again, these produce immense quantities and harms related to pollution. We don't think that nuclear power should also be considered for clean energy incentive credits or for any other credits under the plan, again, because of the overburdening of communities of color and low-income communities who are proximate to nuclear storage and nuclear generation. And we believe that the plan also has some potential to grow around energy efficiency, and that for states looking to comply with the plan, that energy efficiency presents a low-cost compliance option that could really benefit low-income households and communities of color. So there are 5 proposals that we include in the report that we've presented here. And again, I will give you the headlines of each of those proposals and the specifics of how we think that they should be taken up are included in the report. The first proposal is that we would like to ensure inclusion at the planning table and throughout implementation in state processes. We know that the plan has moved out of the federal process to some degree and that states are already taking up the state implementation drafting. We believe that communities need to be included before documents are in final draft form, before they go out for public comment. They need to be included from the get-go and meaningfully. We believe that there needs to be data, definitions, and analysis to address environmental justice very specifically in the plan. And this would involve equity analysis to map out where vulnerable communities exist in each state, and partnering with communities on the ground to better understand the existing impacts that would be affected by the plan. We do not think, again, that the plan should incentivize dirty, extractive energy sources. And more specifically, again, not allowing biomass and waste incineration to qualify as non-emitting sources. And as a credit to the EPA, the 5th in the model rules appropriately exclude most forms of biomass and waste incineration and suggests that states should do the same. We believe strong partnership between regional administrations and states to ensure that that actually happens is very necessary. We do not think that waste incineration should qualify for emission rate credits or other credits under the plan. We also would like to strengthen worker protections and do more to support a just transition. The model rules encourage, but they don't require, that jobs created by investments in energy efficiency and renewable energy are all good jobs. We believe that should be required in the states, that priority for jobs and for the quality jobs should go to the communities that have already been impacted adversely by these dirty emitting sources, and that communities are actually excellent partners in determining how those jobs could look, what contracting looks like, what quality jobs are, where training could happen, and many more specific items of job creation as a result of this plan, which has been touted as one of the biggest positives out of the plan. We think more could be done in that area. We want to ensure that low-income communities benefit from energy efficiency and renewable energy. And more specifically, in terms of the CEIP, we would like for it to prioritize and maximize those investments. We would like a requirement that all states engage in CEIP. And although states are now tasked with creating SIPs and CEIPs out for comment, we believe firmly that decoupling the CEIP from the trading requirements that it would generate is really important. Again, because we don't believe cap and trade actually benefits environmental justice communities and can create opportunities for existing harms to be increased. And finally, we would like to strengthen renewable energy provisions. That means renewable energy in low-income communities. It means removing barriers to community-based ownership and generation of energy. It means that unclaimed allowances should support just transition opportunities for those communities already most burdened. And it means that voluntary taking up of renewable energy projects and credits should first prioritize those communities as siting locations. And finally, although states are now tasked with creating SIPs, Region 5 and the federal EPA still has a role to play in evaluation and enforcement of environmental justice provisions, provisions for vulnerable communities, and pieces of the federal rule that are strongly encouraged for states to take up. And we believe that they would make a strong partner, and you all have a strong role to